Hey guys, welcome back for another video to the TechSmart. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to make a quadcopter. So for this quadcopter, I'm using APM 2.8 flight controller. So we are using F450 quadcopter frame and a FlySky FSI6 transmitter and receiver. So the sponsors of this video is A2D Circuits from SP Road. It is located in Bangalore. You can buy all the stuffs used in this video at a cheaper price as compared to Amazon or any other online stores. So in this video, we are not going to use any kind of a GPS module. I'll be using the GPS module in the upcoming videos. And this project has costed me about 13 to 14,000 rupees. So in the upcoming video, I'll be showing you how actually a drone works. So for that, you need to subscribe and stay tuned with our channel. So yeah, that's it. Let's get started. Now since we are done with all the connections and the assembly, now we have to configure the APM board. So to configure the APM board, you need to download the software called as Mission Planner. So you need to connect the ground module of your telemetry to the system and the air module to the drone. So you need to make sure that your COM port is being detected. If it is not detected, you have to check whether your driver has been updated. So in my case, it is COM 10. So I can click this button. So now if you do any movements on your drone, it will be visible on your screen. So now we need to install the firmware. To install the firmware, you need to disconnect it. So you can go to Setup, Install Firmware. So since we are using a quadcopter, we need to install this firmware. So once you are done with installing the firmware, you need to connect them again. So you need to go to mandatory hardware, frame type. So according to our firmware, it has already detected that it is a quadcopter. So we need to click on this X. And then now we need to go to axial calibration. This step calibrates the accelerometer which is present in the APM flight controller. So you can click here. Now you need to place your vehicle at a flat surface and press any key. Now you need to make the drone in the left side and press any key. Now we need to put it in the right side and press any key. And the nose must be facing down. So the nose must be facing up. So now it must be back. So now your accelerometer calibration is completed. So now you need to calibrate the compass. So you can click live calibration. Now you need to move your drone in all the axes. So once when that is done, you can click OK. So now your offsets has been changed. So you need to go to radio calibration. For this step, you must have your transmitter. You need to turn it on. And then if you do any movements on the transmitter, it will be visible over there because your receiver and your transmitter is connected. So you need to press calibrate radio. You need to move all the sticks, the switches and all the trims to all their extreme positions like this. And you need to click when it's done. So now you can see your extreme position values. So this is our result. You can click OK and then servo. So since we are not going to use any kind of a gimbal or any servo, you can skip this step. And ESC calibration, we are doing it manually, so you can skip this step. So flight mode, this is one of the most important step. You need to set the flight mode first to stabilize. then the second one to altitude hold, and the last one to land. So in my case, I'm using the 3-way switch present in my transmitter. If you have a 2-way switch, you can set 2 flight modes. So now our next option is fail-safe. In my case, I'm using the 12-volt LiPo battery. So this, if the value goes below 10 volts, then automatically it will land. So if we use GPS, the option of RTL will be enabled. You can skip this step. So now you can go to data. So now we are done with all the configuration. To check whether it is done, you need to move your throttle to the lowest right side and hold it for 5 seconds. When it shows armed on your screen, that means your drone is being calibrated successfully. So you can see here, all your motors and all would have been turning. So now if you put it to the lowest left side and hold it for 5 seconds, then it should disarmed. So now you are done with all your configuration. Now we need to install the propellers and we need to do the ESC calibration, and then your drone will be ready to fly. So now we are done with all the compass calibration, axle calibration and the radio calibration. Now we are only left with ESC calibration. To calibrate the ESC of the drone, we need a transmitter, a battery and the quadcopter itself. So now you need to take your transmitter and turn it on, and you need to place the throttle in high, and then you need to connect the battery. So now you can listen to some musical tones. So after 5 seconds, you need to disconnect the battery again, and then you need to connect them. So now after some 2 to 3 seconds, you need to reduce the throttle. So now once your musical tones are completed, that means you are done with your ESC calibration. Now if you give some little throttle, you can see all the motors turning. So now you can disarm it. So now you are done with all your ESC calibration. Now we are left with only installing the propellers. We get clockwise propellers and anti-clockwise propellers. According to our diagram, this is anti-clockwise, the anti-clockwise, clockwise and clockwise. Now we need to install them according to that diagram. So now our drone is ready to fly. So before we make our first flight, we need to know some basic operations. So in our transmitter, the left stick is called as a throttle. It maintains the height of the drone. The right stick maintains the direction. So if we put it to the front, then the drone will move forward. If we pull it back, then it will come backwards. So if we push it to the left, then it will go towards the left side. So if we pull it to the right, then it comes towards the right side. So now to arm the drone, we need to put the throttle to the lowest right side. So if we give little throttle, then all the motors will start turning. So now to disarm the drone, we need to put the throttle to the lowest left side. So if we know these basic operations, then you can easily fly a drone. So that's it for today's video. I hope you have liked this video. If you liked it, make sure that you have given a thumbs up to this video and also subscribe to this channel. I have dropped the links in the description to purchase the items. So I'll come with another interesting project in the upcoming video. Until then, goodbye.